Go for it.
I'd like to call the planning board meeting to order. First on our agenda is to approve our minutes from last meeting. So moved by Brad,
Second.
second by Sandy. Any discussion? All in favor? Oh,
Who's voting?
already did Brad's up. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, carry. Next on our agenda, approve Arlene's voucher. So moved by Dave. Second by Bob. Any discussion? All in favor? That's carried. Next on is our referrals. 3179 West River Road. Is someone here? Come on up, please.
What would you like to do?
So just briefly, your
Well, I wrote you all a letter, but I didn't bring enough copies. May I read the letter?
sure.
Okay. Dear Grand Island Planning Board, being parents of a child with severe disabilities and with mental complications, we, my husband and I together, have strived to do the best that we can be for our child. And being our best means we need to be prepared, recharge, and be loving around the clock. My large vocation and my passion, working in the intellectual disabilities community as a care coordination manager, is to link and refer individuals and their families to medical and services to propel individuals toward quality of life. I offer opportunities to help individuals grow and find meaningful employment, hobbies, health, and relationships. Working with dozens of families over the years, I have found that many parents are unable to find a place to recharge within affordable means. I would like to offer many of these families, as well as others, an affordable bed and breakfast within my home. I have been working tirelessly preparing this home away from home and hope to have your blessings in the pursuit. I also have 7 children of my own, so I know the safety involved, the necessary demands, high qualities, and personal touch, along with the vetting of character, the people that come into my home. The community in Grand Island is a very warm, loving, and nurturing place to raise children, and I have found that those with disabilities have been welcomed with open arms. We have a Miracle Lead, which has found its home here. We have Orange Copy Art Studio. Bonnie has been very welcoming to many of the individuals that I work with. It's a fun place for exploration for those with disabilities. I live just inside on West River along the Parkway, and the number of people that I see in wheelchairs, in hand bikes. A friend of mine, Patty Wagner, is also a care person for several people with disabilities, and her exuberation and love for you. She takes them on walks on West River all the time. I would truly like the opportunity to offer and refer those in the vulnerable community an opportunity to engage and enjoy the Western New York scenery and excitement. Western New York has immeasurable beauties and artistic enjoyments for everyone. I've been in communication with the Ronald McDonald House, Parent Network of Western New York, Heritage Christian Services, and individuals who run entrepreneurial businesses and also organizations here in Grand Island regarding this opportunity. I received nothing but full support from those I've spoken with about offering a gift to families in need of breakthrough caregiving, as well as others. Please assist me in sharing the extension of my home to those who benefit from a little R&R. I also sent letters to those in my community. This is the letter that I had to teach them on May 15th, asking, sharing my heart and sharing what I'm hoping to do, and asked if they had any questions. Don't contacting me for questions. I had 2 people tell me that they really like what I'm doing. But I wanted to share that with you and share with you that this isn't just some money-making opportunity for me and my family. It's my heart. I'm a mom, I'm a nurturer, and I want to be able to develop the love for others in Grand Island community. So, do you have any questions?
Yeah, your letter. Could I have one copy of your letter?
Yes. The letter for you or the letter for the? I have another letter of the one that I sent to the community. Is that the one you're looking for, or the one that I will
The
be?
one that you were reading.
I can give that copy.
Just
This is the only copy I have. You want me to request a copy of it?
Arlene would like to say,
Different copy.
thank you.
I've been making improvements on my home, landscaping, et cetera. I want this to be an opportunity for those coming, but also I don't want it to infringe on my community. I've made improvements to my home. Good friend, Alan Daigle has been assisting me. He wants to see this move forward and this you needed some pro bono and hours as well. But I have been working with me to get air quality improved in my home. Appliances upgraded. And the landscaping to make sure that there is no mildew with mold in the air. Yes, sir.
Frank, can you hold on 1 second? Sure. We've got one here, so.
Rough photos as well.
It's something back. Which one did you need back on?
I will need that back. I've got copies of home, but I need them.
Okay, go ahead, Frank. No, go ahead, Frank, what are we?
So I had this around the technical. Oh, the photo. We have a lot of parking space and that was question. We could get probably 10 cars in our parking area. There's two driveways, one that goes right up to the side of the house that is the apartment, and then one that goes to our home, just double it. So people would, yeah.
Okay, so what are these? I'm sure we can add the well center. I'll take a bounce. Okay, Frank, you're up, Frank.
I'm a little confused. You were applying for a special use for a bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
What you described, it didn't sound like a really bed and breakfast. Somebody comes in, they stay overnight.
Frank, you gotta get your mic,
I'm
please.
sorry, a bed and breakfast, the way we think of it is owner occupied and stay there. People come in, stay overnight. They eat breakfast and they leave, and go see the falls, and then the next day you go somewhere else, and then they go back home.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you described is something different, I'm not sure. And also,
Well, help me clarify.
and the other thing is, at breakfast, it probably doesn't apply to them. The town ordinance is that you have to provide enough parking from whether, hang the way. Now, are you doing that?
Behind it the right way, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Oh,
Right?
So. Yeah,
It's not fault line.
yeah, no, it's
Back.
I don't know where, it's not on the.
I do
He's been there.
I do too, I do too.
Falls link's a private road back in.
You know, but what I was asking is parking beyond the setback. I guess everybody's supposed to have a setback, so parking road, and the parking has to be on behind the setback. I'm not, do you have that?
So there's photos, in the binder as well.
Yeah, I'll pass. Casey, did you know?
Yeah, it shows she has plenty of parking.
Okay.
Um,
And it's behind the setback, and she has two,
Yep.
or whatever. It's
So just to clarify Frank's question,
Yeah.
is there a setback on fault lane
Yeah,
because it's a private road or no?
I mean,
Or is the setback really on West River, which they're miles out?
I would say there'd be a setback from full, that she meets it either way.
Okay.
They're well.
Okay.
In your, the one dimensions, there's 120.
I'm sorry, Frank, that's-
Property line.
oh, that's okay.
Are you good, Frank? with
Oh, yeah,
that?
the other thing is, but, you said you're gonna have people come in, not necessarily tourists, but people who need help. Children,
So,
I'm not sure what
yeah,
you mean by that.
so as tourists, many people come into, for example, Oshine. And I talked to a woman from around the town house today, who reiterated that a lot of their families come in and need a break from just watching their child with a medical condition or whatnot, and sometimes need to take a break. So she and I were talking about, listen, let me help give them a respite. They can step away. sure they have rest, relaxation, they can go to the falls for the day, enjoy themselves. They can take their child if they're still committed by the hospital, and return, and then, still be able to participate in medical, their medical needs being covered. I also, working in the community I have, I mean, I think most of us that go use Airbnbs, maybe it's tourism, maybe it's time to get away, maybe it's a honeymoon or an anniversary. I think all of the above would meet those expectations.
So, right, so what you're doing, this is actually a separate apartment. from the home.
It is, but it has not been labeled as such. It's still connected with some doorways to,
In between, right?
it would be like, kind of like an in-law suite. It was actually considered a match.
Right, okay, so they have their own entrance, they come in, there's a little, see the picture, you have a little kitchenette there. So it's not a traditional bed and breakfast, because a bed and breakfast is down the hall from you.
I am not traditional. So,
Right, but I mean, that's,
No,
that's the allowed use, is a traditional bed and breakfast.
okay,
Amy, you had a question? Or no, did your question get answered?
you're connected to the-
Okay, my question is you have 2 rooms you want to rent.
So,
Hang
It
on, let me
is-
finish my
yes,
question. Okay. 2 rooms to rent, so that means you need 2 parking spots. So is that the 1 and 2 I see on your drawing?
so may I, so, in the photo, there are actually, I think even more clear.
I'm looking off of this one.
Yeah, up against the shed is another part, another driveway. So, yeah, 1, 2, that's correct.
So does 1, how do I get in? Do you have a attached garage to your home now?
No,
You do not.
So the, numerals 1 and 2 are the 2 parking spots, yes.
Okay,
if there.
2 bedrooms.
2 bedrooms, 2 parking, that's what I was getting at. Okay, I'm working. Anybody else have any other questions? So Sandy, hang on, Dave, what Sandy go first? Sure.
Yeah, just the question is, just to confirm, will you be, present on, when you're in the building while you're doing that?
Yes, there will be, and I wrote that in the letter, to my neighborhood, that there will, any overnight, we will be there for. I can't guarantee we're gonna get our stuff in the every minute, but being at my home, I will certainly make sure that there's responsible parties and no parties, but responsible persons, I should say. And any overnight requires me, just as my own standard for my home and my family, to live in parties.
Dave?
So, the driveways and so on that you show on the drawing, are those all existing or are they all gonna be new?
Nope, they're currently existing.
So, and are they paved?
They are dirt right now, just like grass road.
So I would assume that with
Rocks.
wheelchair accessibility and so on, you want to pave parts of it at
So
least.
that is where, in my beginning stated, and if for some reason this wasn't going forward, I didn't want to put forth that work of doing the ramp, but my friend Alan and I also have someone else has given me strategies on doing a ramp. It would be taken care of, yeah.
Sure,
And it's
yeah,
only about 14 inches up from the dirt to the first step, so fortunately that won't be too much.
sure, and so then you would pave that area too.
I'm not
It's hard
sure
to
about-
Move a wheelchair or anything on rocks and stones and things
Right.
like that.
Should we get to that point, absolutely. I will do what's required. If we are at a point where it is not ready for that, I mean, that's definitely part of the plan, the paving of the back half, but not my whole property. That's the correct thing.
Well, certainly I would think where those vehicles would be parked.
Right,
You
right.
would want to, and then up to wherever that ramp is to.
Oh, yeah.
Your,
Yeah.
and the facility. And also, once again, for, handicap accessibility, you need more than a normal parking space.
Yes,
Uh,
it is.
just-
It is extra wide. My parents actually lived there for 5 years and just moved out. My father used a wheelchair, used a walker, used a cane, progressively in the reverse order. And so he was able to manage. So going up and down the stairs, at 14 inches, we didn't use the ramp yet. But we will need that's very accommodation.
Do you see a need for any signage or?
Signage in regards, so one of the things I do want to do is make sure that the rest of Falls Link, because our driveway is immediately, it's actually a West River Parkway or West River address, because
Sure.
my understanding it was the first home sign that I believe says no exit or private driveway. And I want to make sure that that's accentuated so that our guests and our community feel comfortable with that separation.
Because I drove back there today, and on my bike, and there's no numbers on the houses. They're all out of the driveway, we're out of the street, or out of West River. Yeah, right. So, someone who was a stranger through that area would, how would they find it?
Detailed instructions in the rental agreements, the short-term rental agreements.
Sure.
I already have like a blurb that I write out for my Instacart drivers. And I say, head down Falls Rip, Falls Link, your first right, take a sharp right, go through the pillars. There's actually numbers on the pillars, which aren't always easy to see at night, that sort of thing. But hopefully they won't need to endeavor to go back because I want them to maintain that privacy.
Sure.
But my driveway would be marked. There is numbers at the end of that fork that indicate take a right or take a left with different addresses or numbers. If it would be required for me to make that more highlighted, I certainly could. Any other recommendations you have, please let me know.
Dave, are you suggesting that maybe we should have a small placard sign?
Well, something would help people find it. I mean, all those numbers are together. There's, 5 or 6 going right and 2 or 3 going left. Then
Yeah.
once you go right, you just don't know.
Well, there's
Where
mine
it
is
is.
only one, right? And the rest are going left, but certainly, I mean, to make that more established with, gold lettering and, lighter, solar light or something like that would be beneficial. I agree.
Question for Casey. Is pavement required for parking in the bread and breakfast? No code?
No, it's just parking.
Just parking. Okay.
I am actually communicating with another bed and breakfast owner on, and the.
And that one. Thank you.
Oh,
Any other questions? No.
You said your access is off of the service road. But it looks like it's off of Falls. It is off of Falls.
well, the original road was west, that was a driveway from my home, that's where Falls Lane was born. So I guess I'm arguing.
Yeah, that's all kind of mixed up with the house on the corner. Their driveway is actually part of Falls Lake, Bailey Road. Her house is the next one, they use that road as part of their driveway and then everything is built. That's a big mess there.
What, is there a parking across Falls Link? From the end here? Here's Carolyn.
That is,
Yeah, the parking has a house.
that is where my home is, that's from one way.
Okay. So that would be over here.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right.
I have one last question.
Sure.
You mentioned you had 7 children?
Yeah.
Living home?
Not all of them live in them.
How many live home?
2 and then some.
Okay, so if you rent this, you have plenty of bedrooms for everybody
Yeah.
else?
Yeah, it's roughly 3,000 square feet. in that
Okay.
home.
All right,
So-
good. Anybody else have
Anyways,
anything? Any other questions by anyone? Anyone want to make a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
One more question, how is Falls Link maintained?
Well, it is not maintained by the county, but our, community has a agreement in place that we all, contribute to the needs. So I know that I paid regularly for them to plow the entire way from West River up to my house and the extra, addition on the extra part. I've been paying for that for about 5 years now, but I know everybody else in the area has their own arrangements with plow drivers. And then my one neighbor, he and another neighbor have made a pact, I guess, that his condition in purchasing that property was if he would take over the truck, take over the drive.
But you don't have a written agreement among all the neighbors.
Okay, motion by Norm to approve, second by anyone? I'll second. Bob, second. Yeah, motion by Brad. Motion by Brad, second by Bob. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Okay, you're all set. I'm going to start off the company.
Very much.
Good luck.
Can I,
Yeah, so it's like you, family.
Okay.
Yeah. Bob was small from the engineering, but just making sure that the process wise, so this is a recommendation goes ultimately the town board.
This is the next Monday, correct?
Yep.
Thank you,
Okay.
everyone.
Well, thank you. Next on our agenda is golf villas at River Oaks. Is anyone here? Follow the legend. Follow the legend.
Good evening, my name is Ryan. And we're here before you to request final plat approval for the fifth day of the golf building. Whitehaven Road, the completion of Eagle View Drive, and then it turns southwest and creates the second westerly intersection development out to Reagan. 20 lots. Pretty straight.
Yes. So what's in already? Is phase 2 done?
Which you can't see on that page, so off to the right of the page is the easterly entrance of Greenside. Greenside's basically like an A, and the cross on the A is Eagle View. So the eastern portion of Eagle View goes up to right about, can I hold that show from there? It comes in from here and ends about roughly there. And then the streets into here and the cul-de-sac gateway thing, all lots are done. All of this is here, and what's left is going to be probably 3 more phases to finish it off, because the pace is that's about what we put in.
Last time you were in was for phase 4, the cul-de-sac.
Phase 4.
Essentially, we're going phase 5. I got you. Okay. I'm good.
So the cul-de-sac is what we being built
Correct.
in the last 12 months or 18.
Oh, yes, correct. Correct, and we're down to our last 7 lots, so
Yeah.
we're in need of getting the next phase in, so we don't lose any momentum. Once we go.
So phase 5 is the last.
No, there'll be 3 more phases after phase 5.
Oh, that's coming all the way up around this.
Correct.
So
I
the rest
thought
of
they were-
the, what's the rest of phase 4?
Phase 1 is 17 lots. So that's 7 lots left to sell, and then these 20 go in, because it'll take us a little while to put it in, so by the time this is done, the 7 will be gone.
Okay, then this needs,
It'll be a 1, 2, 3.
got it. And that's all part of phase 4?
It'll be phase
4,
5, 6, 5, 6, or 6, 7, and 8.
Got it, okay. So what happened to phase 3?
It was, I think, built out of 8 months, I think.
So where is phase 3? This is,
Up to the back one.
This is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Both is here. This gets 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I think that this was before we owned it. Okay, we bought it from someone else. It was golf villas. That's why everybody tells me to make sure I call it golf villas, because we're branding it as River Oaks Land. It was the golf villas at River Oaks.
Bob was anything from engineering?
No, I mean, basically, we've already worked with them, there were some minor changes on utility, but the lot configuration, everything is the same as originally presented. It's other, so the puzzle being plugged in.
Anyone else have any questions? Andy, go ahead.
And just 2 questions. Are they all single family homes?
Yes.
That we sold?
Yes,
Yeah.
no 7 kids. They're all just.
Okay, yeah, and I'm looking at the aerial photo. It looks like there's a paved road in phase 5,
Those
that
are-
comes out to meet, Whitehaven, that's not.
Temporary construction.
It's not a paved road, that's the right, it's Google Earth, and I pointed it out to Bill, actually
Gravel.
listed as a road.
It's not-
There's driving directions in on it.
Apple's done the same thing. You put these things in, you have a temporary access point, and then they map it as a real street, and then everybody drives in it. So
I
the
have-
reason it's in that way, there was another temporary construction road that aligned with Cape Court originally. So what you see now is where it was relocated to build the fourth phase. The reason it's there is because the people that live in the first phase don't want construction traffic coming down the street in front of their finished homes. So we've always built a construction access point, temporary, not a street, just to let the construction vehicles in to build the infrastructure and build the houses. And then when it's done, we move on to the next, we close it off. So this next phase will create the connection back to Whitehaven. There'll be no other construction drives listed. Of course, let's just build the road down a little bit more there.
Then forward you back.
Yeah, where we have no choice.
I believe you also have constructions entrance side there. too.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay, so that'll go, and then you'll, and then.
That is gonna disappear with this phase. And exactly,
Further classes.
exactly.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Any other questions? Motion from anyone? Motion to approve by Brad. Second by Dave, you need to stand sorry. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
You're all set, sir. Thank you. Good luck.
Thanks.
Excuse me, did you give me your name again? I didn't hear.
It's William Time, TUIN.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Communications, I'm gonna put down 1 and 2 is received and filed. I did not make the long range planning board last meeting. Jen, did anything happen?
It was canceled.
Was canceled? Okay, I'm glad I missed it. Okay, that's done. But they were working on the.
Yeah, we're still working on it,
the
yeah.
LWRP.
That-
It's
Yeah, there's,
almost the state approved and,
yeah, there's a whole bunch of projects. that-
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, unfinished business, long road distribution, we haven't heard nothing yet, we'll leave it on our agenda. That's it, guys. Motion to adjourn by anyone? So moved by Brad. Second by Bob. All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, everyone.